we can agree you want to control congestion. Must you really control congestion through the COE system, right? And zero car drove? Must you really have such a low cap on cars and so on? I think that is where we can have a bit more debate, right? Are there other policies to control? So for example, other policies that have been used in other places, there can be lotteries, you know. So in some Chinese cities, they also have some quota policies, but they may not implement it completely through this price and auction like we have. Japan has a parking control system. So the way the parking control system basically works is that you cannot buy and register a car in Japan unless you can prove you own a parking lot or you can use a parking lot on a a more or less permanent basis. And that is how they control cars in places like Tokyo, right? Many people in Tokyo can afford a car. What they cannot afford is the parking lot. So I think coming back to Singapore then, COE policy has some advantages. It is, we might say it is more efficient in allocating the car to people who value it more. Because if you value it more, you're willing to pay more, you get the COE. So in that sense, it can be better. The money goes to the government, they can use it to, pay for public infrastructure and so on. But then do we have the right number of cars? Should we expand the COE quota more? Should we do away with zero car growth? This one is a lot more difficult to answer because the zero car growth policy came about because we are not really building many more roads in Singapore. We're running out of space to build roads. And if you kept on building roads and so on to accommodate more cars, then you would have less space for your HDB flats, your parks, everything like that. So that's not a good idea, right? But then does it mean that we shouldn't expand cars at all? Well, I think we could expand vehicle ownership a bit if we understood how to control people's use of the car a bit better. And that is where things like road pricing comes in, because if you have more strict road pricing, if you price more roads throughout Singapore, if the prices were actually higher, you can probably have more people own cars. It's just that you charge them only when they use their car, And the government has said this. The government has actually said that when ERP2 has been fully implemented, there might be room to expand the car ownership. And, that is actually because, if you control when people use the car a bit better, then more people can own cars. So I wouldn't say that, zero car growth is something that should be around forever. It really depends on how people use cars and whether we can manage the usage a bit better. If we can, then I think we can actually expand the COE quota in Singapore.